I'm gonna be throwing another smash burger your way. The classic patty melt's a grilled cheese on rye with burgers and onions slapped in between. I'm making a homemade loaf of rye with 2 quarter-ounce smash patties and some very lightly caramelized onions. I'm adding a little special sauce. I think we should break it down. Let's turn up the heat. You could definitely go to the store and just buy some rye bread, but that's not what I'm gonna do. We're making this rye from scratch. First, 2 cups of warm water, around 98 degrees Fahrenheit. 1.5 tablespoons of yeast, 1 tablespoon of caraway seed, 1.5 cups of dark rye flour. At this point, it should be very liquidy. We're going to be adding regular flour to ball it up into a dough. Next, 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Now you can slowly start adding 3 cups of flour, about a cup at a time. You can get right in there with your hands. Once your dough comes together, take this onto a surface and start kneading. Get a lightly greased bowl, take your dough ball, take a cloth, stick it over top, stick this in a warm place for about an hour. After the bulk fermentation is done, we're going to throw it on this board. Take some cornmeal, toss it on. After 1 hour, this bad boy is doubled in size. Press down to degas. Pull down on all the sides. Keep twisting in. Once your loaf forms, take this and cover for about 30 minutes. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. As the oven was preheating, I threw in my pan. Take some parchment paper, stick it on top, and transfer it directly to the pan. Before you close the oven, take a sharp knife and score the top. After about 30 minutes in the oven, a sauce on a sandwich is like milk in cereal. It simply has to be there. This sauce is going to be somewhat smoky, acidic, and a couple other spices to round it out. Let's start with about a 1/4 cup of mayo, a tablespoon of dijon, a teaspoon of lemon juice, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 chipotle pepper, about a teaspoon of black pepper, ½ teaspoon of salt, sprinkle of garlic powder, sprinkle of onion powder, and 1 bunch of fresh parsley. Mix this up into a very tasty sauce. Hold this in the fridge until you're ready to spread. You've seen me make caramelized onions in the past, but these ones aren't going to be taken as far. I want them to be sweet, but still crispy. ½ an onion. Slice these into thin strips. Add a couple tablespoons of oil. Add your onions. Add a pinch of sugar and a pinch of salt. Salt's going to dry out the moisture. Sugar's going to help add some caramelization. As you can see, these onions are still white, but they've got a nice little color on them. I don't want to take them past this because any further and they'll just be too mushy. For the burgers, get your pan ripping hot, toss them in, and smash. Pull the parchment, season with salt, get underneath, give them a flip, hit them with cheese, and let the cheese melt. Toss some of the onions on one burger and some more on the other. Take some butter and spread it on your bread. Take your buttered bread, stick it straight into the pan. Take some cheese. First burger goes on. Next one to the other side. Take your top piece of bread, set it right on top. You can give it a slight press down just to kind of get it all together. Let's just wait until this bottom side gets nice and golden. Carefully give it a flip. I've made one fatal mistake. Bozo forgot to put the sauce on. Now, I'll just spread it on each bite. Here's 1/2 of the patty melt. Take some sauce, lay it on there, dig in. I'm gonna be real, I kinda like the sauce on the outside because the sauce stayed cold. If it got all hot and was in that sandwich, that mayo would have broken down and just run all over the place. The smashed patty melt overall, 2 thumbs up. The bread has a nice caraway, rye flavor. Those onions are still crisp, but they've got that sweet oniony taste. The burgers are salty, cheesy. I personally couldn't ask for anything more. Definitely try this smash burger out. Give it a big fat thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and until next time, peace.